What is going on, Panther? We are back talking about the Pittsburgh Panthers' home victory over the Syracuse Orange. So, wanted to talk about why I think Pitt was able to come back in the second half against Syracuse and ultimately get the win. I actually think a very big part of this is the play of Guillermo Diaz Graham. When Cam Corrin picked up his third foul at the 17:04 mark, Syracuse made a pretty concerted effort to try to get the ball into Eddie Lampkin, and it just did not really work out. I think Guillermo did a lot of good things there, just with hustling, trying to just be energetic, be urgent, and I think it really disrupted what Syracuse wanted to do. Now, granted, Syracuse had gone 1 for 3 before that from three-pointers. They weren't nearly as hot. 2 of the misses were pretty good looks, too. So had they been really hot, maybe this doesn't matter, but I think they just saw, like, hey, let's just try to go into Lampkin against Guillermo. It's a matchup they liked, and it just didn't really work out. So take a look at a pretty big sequence here of why. You'll see, again, this is like a little bit after Corrin goes out. They try to go into Lampkin, and Guillermo just does a really good job staying tall, just being everywhere, disrupts that, and even stays tall here. Another missed shot. So, this is the kind of energy that Guillermo brought. Slaps the ball away. Just did a really good job. He did battle some foul trouble too, but just really disrupted the fact that Syracuse wanted to establish Lampkin. They just really were unable to. And then ends up getting involved here in this offensive sequence as he was down. You probably remember he went down earlier on. He comes running back and he ends up getting an offensive board here just as a tip out and resets the possession. That kind of energy was super important. And again, I really think that, Leggett making shots and being involved in scoring was a big part of it. Guillermo was, the first 3 shots of the second half that Pitt made, I think are all Ish Leggett, and Guillermo assists on 2 of the 3 of those. So just really, really important there. No, I think one of those is Zach Austin 3 as well, but just Guillermo assists on it. Just really played well early in the second half. And I think was an underrated part of the victory here. And again, you'll see them trying to go into Lampkin to establish him in the post. And he just does a really good, slaps the ball away. Brandon Cummings gets a steal. This ends up being a turnover as opposed to 2 points. But again, I think the point being is that Syracuse tried to go to Lampkin when Corrin went to the bench. Guillermo played really well, didn't allow them to do that, and it took them out of their rhythm for a little bit. It allowed Pitt to get back into this game, find their footing on offense because Syracuse wasn't able to take advantage of the mismatch they kept trying to hunt, and I think that was really one of the keys to victory early in the second half for Pitt.